Hey everybody, thanks for joining the Extra Flick Show. My name is Shawn, and today we're going to be talking about Predator, Killer of Killers, which is a new movie by Dan Trachtenberg, and it's an animated anthology, and let's get into it. Oh, hey, what do we got going on over here? Austin's looking a little tired. Oh, there he is.
Sorry. Oh, God,
Man,
in the
for a
bathroom.
second
Okay.
there,
I'm here.
Yeah, I was just thinking you've been really burning the candle at both ends.
Yeah, not looking much better, but it is what it is.
No, it's an improvement. But
right.
hey, man, so you got to watch this show this week, this movie. This was pretty cool. I was actually. Did you know anything about this coming out? Did you have any idea? This was under my radar completely.
So my friend actually mentioned it to me, God, maybe late last week, and I was like, oh, a new Predator movie. I was like, okay, like the one, like the Badlands one. He said, no, it's Killer of Killers, and it's animated. And I was like, oh, animated, interesting. Okay, all right. And I was gonna check it out anyways, and you're like, oh, we should do this for the next episode. And I was like, perfect. I was already gonna watch this, so yeah, it really kind of went straight to Hulu, I think. Hulu original?
Hulu release, Hulu original. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this show was pretty cool. I like the animation style a lot. I love it's like kind of like an arcane, Spider-Verse, style mix. Maybe more arcane. Occasionally the frame rates got to me a little bit because they did a low frame rate. I think like Spider-Verse to kind of it has to do with like action and stuff, but it's sort of sometimes the frame rate bothered me, but not too bad. Not enough to like take me out of it entirely. It was more like just a thought, like, that could have been interesting choice on frame rate because I think they switch for certain stuff. But yeah, so it's an anthology series, and it's got 3 separate chapters. We had the shield, the sword, and the bullet. And did you know going into it that was an anthology, or you just thought it was a movie?
I thought it was an animated movie.
Surprise.
I figured they were breaking it into chapters, but it was going to be the same story.
Right.
And then when the first one ended, I was like, okay. And then we see the little interlude there, and then it goes to a completely different story where they're speaking Japanese, and I was like, I guess this is an anthology. And I was like, that's cool. I'm down for that. I just had no idea, so I was kind of jarring at first. So yeah, definitely know that going in. It is anthology, 3 stories.
Right. So we are going to get into some spoiler territory here a little bit. So I'll just put the spoilers up there, and I kind of want to talk about each episode because there's the 3 episodes, and then there's like the overarching story. So like in the first one, we're in Viking era. I can't remember the year that it said. I should have checked.
841.
Okay,
got it. I got it all here. Don't worry.
AD. Right. So.
Yep.
And you've got this character here who is Ursa, and she's a Viking leader. She's a mother. This is her son here, Anders, and she's sort of on this revenge kick because when she was a child, that's her. This is her father. She had to. Her father was attacked by this guy, and he made her kill him. It was like she dies or you die at her hands, which was pretty intense thing to do to a little girl. It's a lot of, to any child, but that's a big thing. And so she does it. And so she's got this riding on her for the rest of her life. And of course it sets up the Kill Bill revenge story of, someday I'm coming back for you, and so she's on this mission with her crew. These people are like the best of the best. They are deadly warriors. In the beginning, aren't they killing? They're killing like another group of people in the beginning, and it happens so quick.
That's kind of the jarring thing about this, at least for the first one, because you were kind of just dropped into this almost like mid-story. And I think she was going to get revenge on someone, and the guy they go to get revenge on is like, "Oh, I remember you when you were a child." He's like, "I can still see."
At first, he pulls the who?
Oh yeah, that was great. That reminded me of like Star-Lord when he was like, "Star-Lord, like Star-Lord, come on." Yeah, so good.
Or Thanos. Yeah, I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know who you are. You are so insignificant to me.
Right.
So
Yeah. So yeah, he pulls that. But go ahead.
Yeah, so it was just kind of jarring, and then you get dumped in there, and then because before that, she tasked her son with killing somebody, and he didn't, and then he did.
Hesitated. Yeah.
Yeah. So then when he's talking all that smack to her, the other, the big guy, the other leader, he just comes in and does him in right there, and I was like, oh shit, okay. And then enter Predator.
Right. Her son, Anders kills this guy straight out, just boom, and she's a little surprised. I almost wondered if she was a little bothered by it because, like, that's her revenge. like, I wanted you to kill the guy earlier. This guy was mine. Yeah. So, I don't know. It could have been some. I don't know what was going on in her head there. But yeah, no sooner than they kill this guy, all of a sudden this guy just appears out of nowhere. Which is sort of typical Predator fashion, right? I mean, in the jungles, they weren't expecting that guy to be there.
No.
They had no idea. They were on a whole different mission. Nothing to do with aliens.
No.
And and this guy is a unit.
Dude,
I mean, he's a beast.
Huge.
Yeah, he is a beast.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool to see, like, different varieties of predators, right? Because most of them are kind of the same, other than some of them having a bigger head than the others.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that's usually due to, like, costume design, like, and makeup.
Yeah.
Like, you could only get so much, you fit somebody's head in there. So
yeah, this was very interesting to see. I mean, this is the biggest predator I've seen. This thing's fucking huge.
Yeah, to know that there's
towering over them.
Yeah, to know that there's heavies. We didn't know they had heavies.
Heavies, there we go.
Yeah,
that's a
we
good
had
word
no
for it.
idea that they had heavies. And this guy, he is just incredibly powerful. He knocks her into the ice. They're fighting back and forth, and she's putting up a good fight, but he fucking nails her with this. He's got this special, like, weapon on his arm, and he nails her. And she goes,
gun or something.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It's like a hammer pulse gun thing, and she goes
cool.
flying into the ocean under the ice. Luckily, I guess, because she's a Viking, like, she's kind of used to the cold,
right?
Because I think most people would probably not be able to last as long as she did underneath there.
And she found that, like, air bubble too underneath the ice, which I was like, smart girl, clever girl,
super smart. Because as we all know, the what is it, Yaoche? How do you say their names?
I tried to pronounce it, but this is one of the first iterations in film or television or whatever to actually call them by their alien name.
Right.
They're called that in the comics, but to my knowledge, they haven't been referred to that in movies or TV. So.
Yeah, but it's really cool to start getting some of that. And actually, it's one of the cool things about this being animated is they're just able to do so much more than they could do with a budget for film.
Right.
They can really make these predators and their culture interesting. They've never really been able to do that. It's always kind of been Earth and their interactions with Earth, So,
right.
So this is all kind of neat to see a little more of their. I mean, this is an interaction on Earth, but we get to see more as we go along. So yeah, she uses that to her advantage that they can't see the heat. I don't know if I finished that thought earlier. I was like, as we all know about the Yaoche, and then I talked about their pronunciation. They have the heat vision thing. So
correct. Yes.
We'll bring that back around. And so she uses that to her advantage and is able to get him under the water. And she has this big fight with him down there. She ends up using his hammer thing against him. That big hammer thing right there.
It's so cool.
Is intense, yeah. And so she gets it. So when he uses it on her, she pulls her shield up just in time, and it launches her out of the water. And then he just gets pushed back further, and he's screwed. So, really cool. It ends up being that Anders died. In the fight. So she's very sad. And as she's sitting there kind of like mourning over him, all of a sudden she fades into this scene where she's wearing this neck brace collar, glowing neck collar. And she's with this other guy who we don't know who it is, but it's like, where are we? I mean, you get vibes that you're on a ship.
Right. But you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Was that
how
a
did
dream?
we just get here to here?
What's going on?
And they don't tell you, but it's cool
Nope.
because they're gonna answer. You're gonna get the answers. You just be a little patient. You gotta wait. Gotta wait. So now we go to feudal Japan.
1609, and then it's in 1609. It jumps to 20 years later. So we're between 1609 and 1629.
Yeah. So we start off early on. These kids are like I don't know if they're brothers or
I believe
adopted.
they are. Yes.
I have no idea, but like they seem like close bond. And they're doing the things that kids do. They're fighting and pretending to fight, But their dad's an asshole. What do you think about their dad?
Well, he's basically like, I guess, fight to the death for this helmet. Have at it. Kind of interesting. Seems weird to do that as a dad.
Yeah.
Feel like you should be taking care of your kids, not having them fight to death over some helmet that we don't know what the point of it is. Maybe that's to prove.
It's a
Yeah,
very
there it
nice
is.
helmet.
Yeah. That's a nice helmet, but I mean, is
nice
it
set
worth
of armor.
dying over?
Right. And so yeah, they're I guess fighting over who gets to wear this armor someday. It's his armor
Right.
because he's so badass, and he shows them how sharp the swords are, and he's like, "You guys gotta fight." And the one brother, which is I believe Kenji. I think he's the main one. I don't know if they actually tell us the names of them. This is just information I got offline of their characters. I believe it's Kenji.
Okay.
And Kyosho might be the other guy. I mean, either way, those are the two characters. I just don't know which one's which.
Right. Well, there's like no dialogue in this one either. There's
Right.
very little dialogue. There's a little bit at the beginning and then a little at the end. Other than that, they don't speak, which is, I like that narrative. That was fun.
Yeah, and we really only hear Kenji speak later on, but we'll get into that more. But yeah, I like that too. I think that was a nice way to not have it be. It's just not the same. It's not the same old thing. So
They told us everything without speaking a word. You know, like it's crazy.
Visual storytelling. What's that one? Water or whatever with the cat. Have you seen that?
Oh, Flow.
Flow.
Yeah.
Flow.
There's no dialogue in that either, apparently, but I haven't seen it yet. It's on the list to watch.
Speaking of movies with no dialogue, one of my personal favorites is Caveman with Ringo Starr.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And so the one brother goes full in. He's just like, I am going to hurt you. He runs over and just slices the kid's cheek, his brother, and Kenji is like shocked because he didn't want to fight his brother. He thought his brother was going to feel the same way, but that suit of armor is really nice. It's got like piping and stuff.
It's pretty nice. All black. I'm a fan of that. I do love the whole full black drip. It's great. Love it.
Yeah, definitely get the Riz when you're wearing that in town. You are, you're the stuff to look out for.
Exactly.
So 20 years later, Kenji is a badass. Like this guy. Well, first off, he ran away.
Yeah, just dipped. Gone.
My family sucks. He probably was a good idea. He might have died. I don't know what the plan was. I don't know what they were going to do after the slice of the. I don't know if that was the goal. You win. But he clearly held it against his brother, and I don't think he held it against his brother for like the same reason as like some people would. Like he was more like just upset that his brother did it. Mm-hmm. Like he probably would just let him have the armor. He don't care. He don't want the armor.
Yeah,
He's just, I can't believe you tried to fucking hurt me.
Right. I'd rather have a brother than armor, so you can take it if you want. I mean,
so he's a ninja.
Full blown ninja.
Right.
Love the look.
I mean, the way he's running from rooftop to rooftop is so cool. It's like all the coolest ninja stuff you've ever seen. He just takes out the whole place.
Oh yeah.
Easy peas. No problem. He could have killed his brother and was like, I'm not going to because he's an honorable person. Mm-hmm. And then I believe it's because there's the cut in the fence from the father showing them 20 years ago, showing them how sharp the swords were. That's where it breaks.
Yeah.
Right there. And he falls off this huge building.
Terrible maintenance, guys. You should really fix that a long time ago.
Meanwhile, there's no railings in the Death Star. Nobody falls.
Yeah, they're all fine, but one little guy. It's probably all that heavy armor he's wearing on. It probably weighed him down. He looks silly. Just looks silly.
Yeah, if he didn't have the armor, that would have done it.
Ooh, that's a cool picture.
Oh,
wow.
Beautiful
Damn.
picture. Yeah, this is like here's a picture of this predator like lurking on this rock in the darkness and the moonlight with the mist and stuff. I mean, this is a beautiful image. Check out the images for this movie if you get a chance. They're really there's some really good. Well, I mean, watch the movie. This is a direct scene. It looks like a painting, but it's a direct scene from the movie, which I love that style. It's so cool. So this guy, he's a skinny little predator. He's a skinny ninja predator, and he's here to ninja.
Yeah, I like how they, like the one in the Viking or in the Viking segment was like just this big brolic dude. This guy is more slender, more thin, and he has like the big bow staff. I like how they are adapting to their not their environments, but the places that they're in at the time that they're in. They're like adapting to what's around them.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's their
really
preferred
like
style too, and maybe their preferred like combatants, right? Because the big guy don't want to fight a ninja. He
no,
yeah, and clearly. I mean, they've been doing this throughout, history.
Centuries at this point.
Centuries.
I mean, jeez. I knew he was not dead at this moment. I was like, this is false news. I don't believe it. Yeah, that was definitely a ploy to try to get them to let their guard down, which they didn't. So
yeah, and before we even got to this scene where he's like splattered on this tree, it looks like he's splattered on this tree. Is Kenji goes down there because he's getting attacked by the alien, the predator. The alien. I got to get you can't call it alien even though he's an alien.
Right.
I try to confuse things. but he goes down and turns out his brother is still alive, just hurt. And he's trying to kill him.
Of course, still trying to kill him.
Right. Rude. Still trying to kill him. Yeah. Let alone, he didn't throw you off the ledge. You fell, but you're still trying to kill him. But once they realize this predator's here, of course, the common enemy thing, and they're fighting against him, and they end up, getting him up against this tree. And the most awesome scene.
So fucking cool.
Yeah, when they do this, like the double, and you're worried too, because you're like, the brother's kind of a dick. He could totally take this moment and like slice Kenji.
Yep.
He's kind of a dick. He's kind of like the dad.
Right, yeah, he's definitely vibing much like his dad, who had them try to kill each other when they were younger, so. I don't know about this family, man. Yeah, got some drama going on.
A little dysfunctional, where's mom? We don't know. She don't know. We don't know. She don't care. But yeah, amazing. I mean, the visuals, this was so cool. I mean, this stuff would be so hard to do in live action.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would take a lot of work.
A lot more money, I'm sure.
Yeah. So after Kenji kills the guy, does his brother die? Did his brother I think his brother passed.
Yeah, he fell over.
Right after they cut, his brother dies, and so he's just stuck there knowing that he won, but
at what cost?
The guy he cares about is dead.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, he fades into the ship, and he's got this neck collar. And then we're sort of introduced to the next character, and then we find out his backstory, and his name is Johnny Torres.
And we go to Florida for 1941, World War II, baby. I was like, oh, this is one of the timelines I wanted to see a Predator, was like a World War I or World War II. So the second I saw the plane and the car and the time, I was like, oh, this is great.
Right.
I'm so happy right now.
You want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So this one is called The Bullet. And it takes place with father and son on the side of the road. They are trying to fix his truck. There's this dynamic. This family dynamic is much better. His dad's giving him a hard time, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, oh, you're going to the draft. And you're like, oh, great. Yep, there he is. Johnny Torres.
There's the draft.
Yeah, just right away. So you're like, oh, my God. And it's funny, too, because he goes into the military and he's working on engines and stuff like that. And then I don't even remember how they just had this sitting around that they found, and he's working on it, and then it just takes off into the
Well,
distance.
they were on the carrier,
Yeah.
and they were apparently losing a lot of planes or something like that. Like there was a lot of people getting shot down. They were trying to figure out why, and one of the planes ended up back on the carrier, and it was like the engine was all like destroyed, and they were like, "What the hell is it?" And so he saw this thing in there,
Like this trapezoid.
Yeah. So So these are the aliens. This guy, this picture might be a little early, but I think we don't necessarily see him right away, but we see this spike thing.
This spiky thing, and he starts, trying to weld it and throwing fire on it, and eventually it just takes off and just starts flying away. And I think this is my favorite segment, because eventually everyone ends up in planes, and then they start dogfighting a predator and a fucking massive spaceship. This is the way. It's not just shooting the planes down. It has contraptions and nets and like razor nets and all of this shit. And like
razor nets.
Right, yeah, razor nets, and then it had this kind of I don't know how else I would describe it except for like an anchor to a boat that gets thrown past the plane and then rips the person out of it.
Right.
Like they were having fun with this one.
Yeah, I mean that spike was like a homing grappling hook. Like it was attracted to the engine somehow.
Yeah.
And then it would like yank the engine out of the vehicle or pull the whole vehicle to him. Like it would just fly it back to them, like dragging it like nothing.
The greatest one was this giant javelin that went through the entire plane, through the pilot and into the engine. It locked onto the engine and then just ripped everything out. And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And so again, now we're seeing another way. Like we never knew predators hunted like this too. We always assumed it was like just hand-to-hand physical combat.
Yep.
But apparently they take great pleasure in like being good pilots as well. That's something that is important to them. It's a bragging rights,
And that ship too was doing some crazy shit. There's one point where he was going forward and he like threw it into reverse, and the engines came around the front and started pushing it backwards. And the design of that was just like, they really had a lot of fun with this one. And it showed. Not that the other ones weren't fun, but this one just felt like balls to the wall. Just sheer awesomeness. I love this one. I wasn't huge on the look of the Predator, although I do like he's got like kind of a hunter look, where he's got metal and shit, and yeah, it's an interesting look. Not my favorite,
he's kind of giving me a Galaxy Quest, and also there's the Next Generation Star Trek movie with the one guy who Christopher Plummer played.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that, yeah.
But wasn't there a part in Galaxy Quest when the alien got a eye patch at the end? Didn't he get like messed up by them?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think so. It's been a minute since I've seen Galaxy Quest.
That's what this guy makes me think of.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, this one was fun.
He doesn't have dreads.
No,
didn't know that was an option.
Right, I didn't know there was a dreadless option for.
He's bald.
Predators.
Bald predator. Yaut J. Right.
Yeah, however, I tried to pronounce it. It's a rough one.
I think the more I say it, it'll come in a little bit easier, but it's one of those things where it's like, I just kind of learned about that recently, and so I'm still trying to commit it to memory.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've been out of the loop,
totally
guys.
Fair.
I didn't know.
Yeah, this guy. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the guy from Galaxy Quest. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it. I was like, I feel like you're right, but I want to verify because
Yeah, that's totally who that guy is.
Yep, that's exactly
Multiverse.
who that is.
I'm calling it.
Galaxy Quest and Predator are now related. You heard it here first.
Yeah. So after he finally destroys this guy with some crazy shenanigans, he's like wing walking.
Dude, that was nuts.
I saw some guy in a YouTube comments somewhere explaining how he just happened to be a airplane expert and explaining how that would be impossible. And,
right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that guy is really an airplane expert, but I guess that there's fuel in the wings and stuff. So if he was stabbing the wings with the plane with the knife and stuff, he probably would have been like having some fuel problems.
Well, I don't know if this guy knows, but this is an animated movie, so I don't know. Maybe he thinks
now he might be an expert because he even brought that up. He said, "Now, if you just want to say it's got sci-fi protection because of sci-fi plot armor.
Exactly.
Okay, but it still took me out. So we feel bad for that guy. I mean, that's one of those things, you know, most everybody else is going to let it slide.
Right.
I thought it was really cool, but
was so cool.
But you know, not everybody is that kind of expert. So after he ends up killing him, and he ends up home working in his garage, and then of course it happens. Like we know at this point it's gonna, because we've got the other two people, so we knew, and you know the ship, you kind of see it come down, but it's stealthed, and you see it come down over this garage and pick up Torres.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. So now we got the whole team together.
Gang's all here, man.
Yep, gang's all here, and we're going to now. Was this the Predator planet, or was this just a planet where they have a Coliseum kind of thing? What do you think?
I don't think it was explicitly explained, but I'm kind of wanting to assume it's just their home planet or something. I mean, it's got to be one of their planets that they live on. But they don't really state that.
Yeah, because it's sort of a rocky planet. I sort of expected them to be on a different kind of planet. But
yeah, honestly.
But I was thinking jungly because of how adept they are at the jungle fighting. You know, so that's what I thought. But they take him to this planet. It's super creepy and cool, and there's tons of predators there. You know, this guy comes out of this ship, and he is a bad mamma jamma.
Oh yeah.
Look at this guy.
Look at this one. Yeah.
All the cool things. You know what I mean? Like,
that's like peak Predator. I mean, he's got fucking antlers and the skull face and dreads and everything. I mean, that's 10 out of 10.
Is he king of the Predators?
Dude, if he's not, I would like to see the guy who is.
Right. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I'm horrified.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. Actually, I don't want to see. That's
I'm good. I'm good. You know what? Fuck it.
Instant nightmares, because this guy is pretty intense, and so he throws them into this arena. Mm-hmm. Can't really see in this picture, but down at the bottom is Torres' head. It looks like it's just the nose.
Yeah.
He throws them into this arena, and he's like, "You guys are gonna fight each other, and then you're gonna fight me. Whoever wins is gonna fight me. There can be only one, and by the way, it's gonna be me."
This turned into Highlander real quick.
Right. Yeah. So these guys all get weapons. Because you know, if anything, the Outjay have respect for combat. You know, so of course they're not like, oh, you're gonna fight hand to hand with us here. We're gonna give you some weapons. We're gonna give you the weapons you're skilled in. And so they gave Ursa a shield. They gave Kenji a sword, and they gave Torres a flintlock pistol.
That's not even from his time.
Right.
It's from 100 years earlier.
Poor guy. He gets the flintlock pistol. But this is a really cool moment of the whole movie.
It is.
Because this flintlock is the same flintlock that, what's his name? Harrigan?
From Prey?
Yeah. Mike Harrigan. Lieutenant Mike Harrigan from Predator 2 had this gun given to him by a Predator at the end of Predator 2. And then Naru had the same gun. Hers was at previous time. His was later. Yeah. Previously to that, she was given, Naru, the Native American, was given this gun by, Raphael Adolini. That's this guy right here.
Yep.
Way back, I can't remember when Prey took place, but it was like
1719.
Right. There you go. Man, you get the dates.
I got you.
But yeah, so that is really cool because that means, okay, this guy had the gun first. He gave it to her. She got, I can't, I'm throwing away, I'm giving away a secret right now. But she shows up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's spoilers. We're
on
good.
the ship. Yeah, I was going to work up to it, but now I just threw it out there. So
we're here. Let's do it.
She ends up on the ship. And so she had gotten captured after she killed a predator, presumably. Mm-hmm. And then that gun got given to Harrigan. Mm-hmm. And then presumably maybe later on he ended up getting captured. They let him go at the end of it, but then presumably they came back and captured him like later on. They were like, "Why'd you let that guy go?"
Well, and you saw Naru at the end of this movie. The thing they zoomed in on.
Yeah. Well, and also I saw somebody mention that at the end of Prey in the credits, there's the cave painting type things, the tribal paintings, and like in one of those, it shows that more aliens came after that, more predators came, so they probably came and got her. Like that was them. I think they already had this plan in play.
Well, what's interesting too is I think that they must have just mixed up who got the gun, because obviously it's supposed to go to Naru, and I think they either put him out there on accident or gave him the gun on accident. Because you know what I'm saying? Because they zoomed into her, so you're like, was she supposed to be out on the field, or did they just give him the wrong gun? So I think something got mixed up.
That could be,
which is interesting.
Yeah, that could definitely be. So down in the with these weapons they have, the flintlock, which so ridiculous, so ridiculous. But now they're gonna fight this big ass monster with a thing on his face, and you know, Ursa and Kenji are very competent fighters, hand-to-hand combat, so they're able to like hold their own. Really, they're Ursa's trying to kill the hell out of Kenji. He doesn't play like that. He's honorable. He's so honorable. He knows that she's being just, it's not what she really wants to do. You know what I mean? Right. He doesn't want to kill her. He's not going to do it. He's like, puts his weapon down. He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not fighting you. And she doesn't understand it. She's going to kill him. But they end up fighting this creature. Torres gets eaten. He gets draxed immediately.
Yep. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I guess he's just gone. But no, he cuts to inside the stomach later.
Right. Apparently this creature slowly digests. And it's lucky. They end up killing the creature, and they cut it open, so you almost think he's gonna pop out, but then as they're dragging the creature away, he's still in there, and he gets pulled into the building.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting. It's like, okay, well, what's gonna happen now? You know,
right?
This guy's getting pissed. The king. It's like, you know, he's
God,
angry.
it's so badass.
He's badass.
He's got like no, it's a Warhammer, right?
Is that a hammer or a battle axe? I don't know what he's got.
Well,
there.
what's Thor's new not Warhammer,
Stormbringer.
Stormbreaker. Golly, wasn't even close on that one. Yeah. Jesus. Anyways, yeah, it looks like that. Oh my God, so good.
Yeah. So these two finally get up to him, and they're like, "All right, we're supposed to be three of us, but we're taking you, man. We're doing this. Let's do this. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong." He goes from Torres comes out of nowhere with the vehicle.
Gotta love that guy coming out of nowhere. Of course he's got a vehicle. Come on. He knows how to drive everything.
He's the brains of the operation. He's not here for his, he actually was also able to talk to Kenji because he had, because of being in the military and the time period he was at, he knew some Japanese. Like they taught them all some basic Japanese, and he was able to slightly communicate with Kenji, which was pretty neat.
What did he call himself? He said he's like, I'm a happy fish or something. He said something funny.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah, that was great.
Good shit.
So they end up getting away without killing this big dude. And they're flying away, and right as they're about to get away, they launch this grappling hook that sticks into the ship and is holding them back. And there's no way, I mean, the metal that they use is not, it's no joke. You know, she can't do anything. She can't break it. Nothing she can do. She even has an alien shield. Doesn't matter. You know, Ursa decides to sacrifice herself for these two young men because she's a grandma.
Right. And
and she has motherly instincts, and she says, like, you know, my boys, I'm going to protect my boys or something. She says in her language, something along those lines. Yeah. My boys will be safe or something. And she sacrifices herself and gets captured. Somehow she survives the slide down there and the attack on the grappling hook, and they let her live because she's valuable to them as a challenge.
Right. She's proved herself worthy, I think.
Yeah. Is she the killer of killers? I don't know. Like, I guess they all are. I guess, I think they're all killer of killers, right?
Yeah, because there's text at the beginning that was in predator language, whatever, talking about how you need to go to the farthest reaches of the galaxy and find the best of the best and be the killer of killers. So I think the goal is, the predators want to be the killer of killers.
King wants to be the killer of killer.
What's that?
The king wants to be the killer of killers.
Right. Yeah. So he wants to be dominant, and that's why they're finding all of these people who are badass as hell. So it's
these
very
three are the
interesting
killers. They killed his kind, and he needs to kill them in order to prove that they're better.
The dominance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah. And so then we see, so here's Ursa in this stasis capsule thing, and she's being, rolled past all these, like, just, it's like at the end of Indiana Jones with the warehouse 13 or whatever, area 51.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's just rows and rows of these people, and we end up seeing Naru.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I mean, this ties a lot together, and it makes you go, okay, like maybe in the future thing, like we could see this actress show up in Badlands or something.
Yeah. This really
and not be able to communicate with them.
Oh yeah, of course not, because she's from a totally different time. But this really opens it up for old people to come back to new. I mean, they probably have everybody that they've ever encountered who's badass frozen in there. So anybody from the movies, I mean, who knows?
Yeah. So this is Naru. Here's an image of her from the movie. So it'd be awesome to see her. Prey was incredible.
It's absolutely a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Dan Trachtenberg is doing this. That's why he got the green light, because he knows what he's doing. I want him to. How long do you think we're going to get him to be able to stay around?
I think if they keep writing checks, I think he'll stay around. He clearly loves doing
Give him a Feige type job. Give him a over the Predator universe. Like maybe he doesn't have to direct and produce them all or whatever. He doesn't have to.
And they can literally drop a Predator into any time period, and we're gonna watch it because it's gonna be fascinating. At least I will.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, or maybe I just wanted it to be that, was when they were going past all the other capsules and stuff, one of those capsules looked like Dutch to me.
Okay. Do you have a picture?
I couldn't get a good picture.
Damn it.
I wanted to, but I couldn't find a good picture. I know. And it's like, it's like, we have to go back and watch it, but it's like, it's like the slowest thing, and then it doesn't 100% look like him. But it's like one of those things where it's close enough.
Just close enough. It might be.
Right. Like, because even if it wasn't a future live action thing with Arnold, they could do voiceover, and they could do with this cool animation, and Dutch could be in it, and that would be actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know if he's even still doing movies, but I'm sure he could do voice acting. He's
done
easily.
some for video games before too, like for
right.
Predator.
Yeah, absolutely, Dutch. He could do that.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm about it.
Fingers crossed. Get some more Dutch in there, because he killed them too.
Right.
And exactly. The likeliness is that he's on. If that wasn't him, he's on that ship somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got to be on that ship somewhere. So 100%. You're saying, oh, I'm trying to see. No, that's Naru. So it was probably the person right before Naru.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
There's like a big 6-armed alien, and then there's like this one. It's a man. It's just a man.
Yeah, it's a white dude.
Yeah. I mean, and that's pretty vague. I know
it's pretty vague, but
there's a possibility.
I mean, yeah, it's absolutely possible.
It's within possibility.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they did that to us on purpose, because like there's just enough frost over the face to where you can't really make it out.
Right. It's a lot of frost on that one compared to the Naru one. There's not as much frost. Yeah, it's like half the face. All you see is like the top corner of his face. That's it. It's like, definitely kind of got a GI haircut.
Right. It kind of looks like somebody I might know.
He's looking familiar. But yeah, man. So that's all. Let's get. Let me get your. What did you think about this show in general? What was your rating on this?
So my rating on this was a 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5 monkey buckets. I was not in. I don't know. The animation was okay. It felt very PS2 graphics. I don't know. Like didn't feel very high res. So I don't know if
I
that
think
was
that was probably
intentional.
the frame rate too.
Yeah, so I wasn't the biggest fan of the animation, but there was a lot of cool parts about the
Mhm.
animation. There's a distinctive line in the sand from everything before Spider-Verse and everything after, and I appreciate that because people are getting really creative in their animation. It's not so like copy and paste.
Right.
But other than that, loved all the gore, loved just the crazy kills. I loved how this was an anthology, and you got three different stories from three different time periods, and then it all linked it up together. That was fascinating because this also establishes they can time travel because they have three different people from three different times. In the U.S. or whatever, the fucking Earth, and they're all at the same time on the Predator planet, so they can time travel now, which is
Do you
cool.
think it's time travel, or do you think it's just that they've just been collecting them so long? Because,
Well, yeah,
like,
that's true.
Ursa was probably just on ice.
That's true. Yeah, I guess if
Yeah.
they're frozen, then maybe they can't time travel. I guess that does make
Yeah,
sense
and I
because
have seen
they
some
are.
theories that this, like, because Trachtenberg didn't say when he hasn't said when exactly this takes place. But
Okay.
people have said like it makes more sense if it was pre 97, because then maybe after this, then the gun ends up unless Harrigan is on the ship, because Harrigan might not be. So this could be pre 97.
Okay.
And like that flintlock that just got used in this scenario could get given to Harrigan later on in 97.
That's true.
So
So
all the
because
yeah.
I guess the latest that we know is it has to be after 1719 because that's when Prey took place. So it has to be
Yeah.
post 1719. So, but other than that,
Well, and no, further back than that, or further in the future, Torres. Torres is like 19, or is it?
1941. So yeah,
yeah.
I guess it's got to be at least 1941.
Yeah, so
Okay,
somewhere
yeah.
between 41 and 97.
And 97. Okay.
In theory. Now, could be
Yeah,
past 97, and Harrigan could be on the ship,
that's true.
and like they
yeah.
got the gun back from him.
That's right, yeah, because they didn't say
Yeah.
what time period it was. They just showed us the time periods that they went to. Ooh, interesting. I
Yeah.
feel like they did that on purpose to leave it open so they
Oh,
could, so they had some wiggle room with that. For me though, segments, I have them ranked here. I think the bullet was my favorite, then the sword, then the shield, and then Predator looks, the sword, the shield, and then the bullet. So that's
okay.
my segment and Predator rankings. But I think this was awesome. This has great rewatchability as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think. So yeah, definitely a solid entry
And
into
it's even
the
got
Predator franchise.
future installments ability because
Yeah, I
of the
mean,
way,
yeah, they're setting up for something clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly setting up for something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was really cool. And it leads me to it does lead me to wonder what, like, it would be so cool if, like, what's her name? Is it Dakota Fanning?
Oh, Elle Fanning.
Ellie Fanning. So Elle Fanning, she's playing the android in the next one, the synth.
Badlands. She's playing someone called Thea.
Right, which is crazy because it's in the Predator universe, but it's a synth. So that's pretty cool. And I'm also wondering if, I mean, this is totally kind of off subject, but on subject, is because it's Predator. But I wonder if she is the same kind of synth as what we're seeing in Predator or Alien Earth, where it's going to be these synths that were human brains moved into synthetics.
Ooh, okay.
I'm wondering if she's one of those, because it would kind of make sense now that we're starting to know that's a thing, and all these things are tying together. It would sort of make sense.
God, if
I mean, I
they're
don't know how
working
to use
towards
that information, but
yeah, if they're working towards another like collaboration of AVP or something, because I mean, let's be honest, those movies aren't great.
Right.
The first one's fine, but the Requiem is just dog shit. It's so
Yeah.
bad. So maybe it's a possible leading towards another collab. Maybe I mean, there's a lot of avenues. You can
I think
go
they
down.
really are, because I mean, it is heavy Weyland Yutani in that Predator Badlands.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been there. It's just not been like so upfront.
Prevalent. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, can't wait. And technically, that's supposed to all tie to the Blade Runner universe too.
Yep, Blade Runner, Alien, and Predator.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very, very, very interesting. But yeah, so my rating on this one was a 4.5 gobbers.
Nice.
I still got the gobbers going from the How to Train Your Dragon review. I I really like the animation. I did feel like I see what you're saying about the resolution. I do wonder. Yeah, no, I mean Disney's got good resolution, so I don't know, or Hulu, but the frame rate, like I said, took me out a little bit, and maybe that was the same thing that was throwing. That might have been what contributed to that for you,
Yeah,
possibly. But yeah, I really enjoyed the stories. I think I liked the sword, the shield, and the bullet.
Okay.
And then as far as the predators, actually I'll say the same order because I love that ninja predator. He was super
that was
cool.
a good one. Yeah.
I don't know. They were all so cool. It's so neat to be able to see them as different types of archetype characters for something that we've always just known one archetype. It was Predator.
Right.
The Yacht J were predators, and they were all kind of the same. Like you always like, is this the same predator? Or I guess not because he killed him. I don't know. Is this?
I mean, the first time we really saw a new one was Prey. I mean, that was the first because they were much younger and they
helmet,
looked
face mask. Now we know that they all have. That's just sort of their thing. Like it's your customized warrior garb.
Yeah, I guess you can. I guess you can just copy paste whatever you want.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's really cool to see different sizes, shapes. Like, I mean, seems like there's different classes of them. It is really cool. I'm about this, and I want to see more expansion of this universe because I feel like you can just do so much and it won't get exhausting.
Right.
So yeah, good stuff.
So why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Slasher app at Frightmares Podcast. You can also check out Frightmares Horror Movie Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and a bunch of other small places. There's like 10 places you can find us. Also, check me out on Letterboxd, Dr. Proctor. You can see what I'm watching and what I'm rating. So yeah.
Very nice, very nice. You can find me here, or you can also find me on my other YouTube channel, which is a Lego channel called Extra Bricks. And then I'm also on the social medias and Letterboxd. I'm on there as Extra Flicks with an underscore space between Extra and Flicks. And I occasionally put some of the reviews up on there. I'm trying to get a little better at putting them up on there. So check it out if you get a chance. And thank you, everybody, for stopping by. We truly appreciate it. And have a great day.
See ya.